Alright, lords and ladies, welcome back to the Exiled Diary, another dialogue. Whoa, that was a voice crack for the ages. Goddamn. Welcome back to another dialogue episode. We just went into the prisoner's gate, so everybody can talk to me about the caged brutes. You have found Exiled prison, home to Brutus, the warden. Return to town for help preparing for the coming battle. Yeah, alright. Now, Nessa.
It's told that Brutus was a man of stature, the warden of Axiom prison, a man cursed by a twisted enchantment of his own commission. If there's a grain of truth to the tale, then Brutus has my pity. Have this. It may be of some help.
She gives us melee splash support or added fire damage support. Give me that one. Alright, we need to sell some shit for a second because we are about to get a skill point and we cannot actually claim it if we have a full inventory, which is kind of annoying, I know. God damn it. Now this one here. Alright, I could not just put this off. I've got 2 added fire damage support, so I can actually, get to equipment with extra, 2 different equipment pieces with extra fire damage support. So yeah. If we get a certain piece like this one, but then with 3 strength and all linked, and this one with 3 strength and all linked, then I can add, or just all linked and 2 strength, then I can add a skill and 2 support, and both support and both skill gems then can get the added fire damage. Also, I have equipped the Reckoning skill, which has a cooldown time of 0.4 seconds, but if we look at our defensive skill, block recovery modifier, how can we look at our actual block time? We cannot. Weird. But I believe it's like it's at least shorter than Reckoning. The base is, I think, 1 second, something like that. And with our shield, it's 60% decreased block recovery. So yeah, maybe Reckoning in the late game, if we have actual skills that give more block recovery, has a longer cooldown time than my block has, but that doesn't really matter because 0.4 seconds isn't that long, to be honest. Alright, Navali, what have you for me?
Let me tell your future. Fate, the sky trembles, and the ground below answers with crushing force.
With a crushing tempest. Alright, I do not care. Darlie!
There's a fine line between man and monster. Brutus, he well and truly crossed that line. Brutus is a big lad, and as you know from Hillock, big lads are slow. Hit and run. That's the way to cut them down to size, unless there's magic involved. Then, I'd ask Nessa to light a candle in your memory. You managed to kill a granddaddy crab. Pity you couldn't lug it out of the caves for us. Could have made quite the chowder out of it. No matter. We've got one less reason to fear the dark, and I've got one more thing to thank you for.
Yeah, bitch. Alright. An extra skill points, and we got strong arm. Nice. Which actually causes us to deal quite a amount of big damage. Alright, Aku.
Wall will be the savior of Rayclast. We must take the fight to the corruption. We must conquer the Black Spirit. There is no other way. Where is my army, you ask? They are scattered across this land, oblivious to their calling. Exiles, Karui and Oriathan both. They will rally, but only if we give them cause. For now, let us content ourselves with a pact between two warriors. My wisdom and my armor, on the understanding that you serve Tukuhama, father of war, when you can. On your own, you will survive. With others, you will conquer.
And what, and the rest, I call it, what divides the conqueror from the conquered? Freaking endurance. Alright. But
war will be the
he
savior
told
of
about
Rayplast.
Karui and
We must
Oriathan.
take the fight to the corruption.
Is the civilization that is currently now running business with Dominus as leader, which exiled us to this place, is that empire called Oriathan? Or Oriatha, which makes the people Oriathans? I don't know. But I guess we now have a name for the civilization that's now actually running the business. Alright, nice.
The ancestors possess the knowledge of all Karui. Every man and woman who has followed the way has carved their life's wisdom into the meeting house of the remembered. Yet the ancestors cannot tell me how Kitava's tyranny might end. Only that it will, if we who still can, stand against him. It is in this hope that I choose to live. Hope is my fortress, and from it I wage war against Kitava's slaves. Yet I am but one warrior, one man who chooses to serve the Karui way. Perhaps there will be others. Perhaps even you.
I'm already part of the Karui, bitch. I'm the Marauder, which is a Karui slave which didn't want to be a slave, so... Oh wait, that's why you made the remark of slaves. That's probably just a Karui tradition, like they do not see slaves as anything humanish. I don't know. But that would make sense if that's the case, why he told us that, slaves aren't people. Which is kind of, racist-ish. Well, there isn't one race that's, a slave, but it isn't nice to slaves. Alright, Vestal, you're the only one who has something to say more about Brutus. Go ahead.
Brutus, warden of Axiom Prison. The way I heard, albeit from ale-soaked sailors, fear unmanned the great Brutus. Not fear of man, nor beast, fear of death. Life is like wine, best enjoyed in moderation. I don't envy Brutus's hangover.
What if you had alcohol, less wine? Wouldn't that make it good to, enjoy it forever?
Can I help?
I do like the thought of being immortal. Most people think like, oh no, being immortal would suck because everything you love, everything you work for will eventually, die off or will be made equal to the ground or something. But I'm like, you're immortal. You can live with the family you already had and with the upcoming generations of the family you already have. You can live with the upcoming generations of your friend's family. You can keep I don't know, freaking, if you want to build a mansion, you can just, take forever the time what you need. You have no limits once you are immortal. You can do whatever you can, whatever you want, whatever you desire, just whatever makes you happy. So, yeah. it would also be a little bit difficult for the mind of man to be immortal. I do not know. I do not think anyone can handle to be immortal, but it would be a nice subject, or a nice thought that we could be immortal, I guess. Anyway, this has been the second dialogue episodes from this series, and I'll see you, lords and ladies, in the next one. Bye.